Merry Christmas, everyone. Jason, the train freak here, and today we're going to work on this little area of the layout. Got several things that need to be done. We're going to see what all we can get done, because one of my goals is to, once I get this area finished, then I can start filling in the pond, which is just right there. So let's see who all we got in the chat before I get started. It looks like Wigwag gets the Christmas batch of cookies. Whatever batch that Santa did not eat last night. So Stephen, welcome. My mom is here. Merry Christmas to you. John Knopfel is here. Marty M, Merry Christmas. My beautiful wife is in the chat to keep me straight. And she's in here too, so you might hear her cackle if y'all make jokes at her. Hot Dog Pilot Andy is in the house as well. Our own Colonel Cotton Belt. Yes, that is me. And then we got Dwayne's Fork and Spoon. Merry Christmas to you too as well. So this is kind of one of those spur of the moment type live streams. I was thinking about maybe going live today, but I didn't know when. We did all the family stuff yesterday, so more or less I ain't got nothing but time, so let's work on the layout, right? Looks like we got a couple more people popping in. We got Tim with CP368 Productions here. I'm here, actually made the beginning of the stream. I missed half of Sparky's. I was not able to really pop in on Sparky's. I popped in a couple of times that I didn't really chat, but I did hop in there a couple of times. Looked like I think Dr. Meany was having some issues with his Digitrax, and I think Jack was trying to help him. Dwight Kerley, the Tuna Can Express is here. And thank you for the Christmas card, but I am driving, so we'll drive safe. Dwight. And if anyone is wondering why they got Christmas cards and who didn't get Christmas cards, I sent Christmas cards to all of my customers for the year of 2024 through Train Freak Hobbies, and whether you had locomotive work done, you bought a decoder, or layout plan, whatever, those are the people that I sent Christmas cards out to. And it didn't come from the Train Freak, it came from Train Freak Hobbies. Let's see, Joe Rader is here. What's going on, Joe? Joe, I hope you caught Steve Childers' premiere video earlier, because I want to say yours and the next person I'm fixing to say hi to is probably the best parts of it. And speaking of the next person, we got Heath from Humanity Junction. Looks like they're going to get Dr. Meany set up tomorrow. He'll get to run that last train. That'll be awesome. And let's see, who else do we got here? It looks like we are all caught up on the chat. So, yeah. There you go. So Joe said he caught it. All right. So I don't know. Well, I guess let me tell you kind of my thought process. So originally I had rock all across here, and hi, Dad. So Dad said hi. So hi, Dad. And I decided I want to take that out because I want to make it to where someone could drive a vehicle across it if they wanted to. Mainly to get to like over here where these utility poles are. But not just that. I also thought it would be pretty cool to add a fisherman. Gotta find the camera. There it is. Oof. Do that. Can't really tell, but it's a guy with the fishing pole. I want to add him kind of over here. I'm gonna angle the camera a little bit more so you can see a little bit more. There we go. But kind of add him over here, make it look like he's walking to find him a place to go fish. So this prototype, yes, for the most part. So this area, the layout here is actually going to be the area that I do towards my NMRA scenery AP certificate. And it actually meets just literally this whole area, the sawmill meets the whole square footage requirement for HO scale. So I want to try to make it look as real as possible. I've got, you can see one of the utility poles here. There's another one right there. I've actually got two more that's going to go, one here and then one kind of off camera. And one of the last things that I will do on it is actually string up the wires. But no, as far as like, am I going off of prototype photos? No, this is just kind of things that I'm making up. But I just want it to look as real as possible. So you kind of have to give it a story. I've got a guy fishing right here off of the railroad bridge. We got a grandpa and his son when the dock's in. Let me see if I can remove that comment. Well, let me do this. Let's see. Let's go to style, and I'm going to see if I can figure out how to. There we go. Let's just go ahead and just take all that off and go back. All right. I got a guy right here, grandpa, and I guess his grandson, granddaughter, whoever. I'm going to say grandson. They're fishing off the dock. So, good little fishing area, to go to a log pond, right? And then, so I know I need to paint this, and I've got my bucket of paint over there, but some of the other things that I need to do is I need to glue some rocks in here, and then the ties. The rail is painted, but the ties are not. So from here, starting at the bridge back towards the locomotive, the ties are done, but I need to paint all of the ties this way, and I'm probably going to go all the way to the signal, which is literally right beside the camera. So a few different things that I need to do, and then of course after I put the second coat of paint on here, I can dirt, I can ballast, I can put a little bit of foliage. So like I said, don't know what all I'm going to get done today, but we'll just kind of see how it all plays out. So if you can't hang around, I understand. I mean, it is the holidays. Or if what I'm doing is not interesting, I understand that too. Hey, Kyle Stevens is here. What's going on, Kyle? And Northern Ohio Railroad action. Nora, man, I ain't seen you in a hot minute. What is going on, Jake? All right. So now I get to step up a little bit. You're not going to be able to see my face. I'm going to angle the camera a little bit more so that way y'all can see exactly what I'm working on. Merry Christmas to you as well. All right, there we go. So I think the first thing I'm going to do is let's glue the fisherman in. And I like to use this Aleene's tacky glue. Man, this is some good stuff. Dirt before ballast. So I will dirt it up. And then I'll add the ballast on it. So basically all I'm going to do is just take a little bit of this glue here and just kind of get under his feet real good. And let's make it look like he's going to start walking over there towards those cattails. Sometimes getting them to stand up is a little easier said than done, especially when scenery is not flat. And if I can't get this to work right, then what I might have to do is drill a hole in his feet, glue in a piece of track nail, and then drill a hole in the scenery to stick that track nail in. All right, we'll see how that works. It's going to be kind of hard to tell, but what I'll do is after it dries a while, I'll zoom in. So, yeah, scenery stuff is always good. That is absolutely right. All right, same thing. We're going to use Aleene's tacky glue, and I'm just going to kind of put a dab in this area here. I don't know why I have a spot where I don't have rocks.
It says, does it mean that
Amanda, why don't you yell out that answer?
I want to get my input on a lot of things.
Can y'all hear Amanda, by the way? I don't know if y'all are going to be able to or not.
I'm in my special training chair in my corner.
Okay. Well, I'm not seeing anyone say yes, and I'm not seeing anyone say no if they can or can't hear you. I get her. Okay, mom says they can. I can hear that she is in the room, but not what she is saying. Okay, that was Heath. And Tim is saying garbled. Dwayne is saying you're muffled. I think she's going to type it in the chat. Yeah. But she does give some input on it. I would like for her to do more. But, you know, you can only lead a horse to water. You can't make that horse drink. And I might have to adjust that guy a few times. Looks like he's staying still now. All right. I'm going to move the dock out of the way. And I guess really what I need to do is go ahead and start mixing that gallon bucket of paint. Either that or I can paint ties. All right, what do y'all want me to do? Do y'all want me to do ground or paint ties? Eventually I'll have to do the ground before I do the ballast, so I won't be able to ballast until I do some groundwork. I don't have a lot to do, just a little bit. From NCE to Digitrax, yeah, that ain't happening. Not happening. Good try though, Heath. All right, I see one person say ties, paint, then dirt, then ballast. Okay. Brown. I'm seeing a brown, so I'm getting ties. I'm getting brown. Heath is just saying to paint. I mean, it's two different things to paint. So paint ties or paint ground, and both are technically brown. One is called Ponytail, which is a PPG color. Even though I use Bear paint from Home Depot, and then the other one is called Rail Tie Brown. Yeah. Yeah, I told him so that's not happening. I've already done some weathering, y'all. Y'all should see the sawmill, what I've done to it. So there is one picture of it on the Facebook group. But if you want to see multiple pictures, that is for channel members. So good. Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, I'm going to paint first. I'm just asking y'all which one should I paint first. They're like, everybody get painting. All right. I guess what I'll do is go ahead and open up the big bucket of paint.
He said paint, dirt, ballast, weather, run trains.
Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. That's right. So, yeah, Joe. Yeah, Joe's a channel member. He knows. And, Joe, I'm not even done with it. I still got lights to add to it, and I'm going to do a very, very light weathering on the sign that's on it. Keyword, very light. Yeah, just run trains. Well, that's actually DC. I just set it there just to set it there. All right, let me do that. Man, won't you come up here and they won't see you. Just stand over here and keep it off while I'm stirring. After me, so that
Our Christmas PJs.
even better. But you got to talk.
Oh, I'm catching up on comments.
You got to think about it. That ain't gonna get you nowhere.
Merry Christmas, everybody. Who had to work and who got to stay home today? Paul says he is at work.
Is that right?
Paul Stevens said he's at work.
Oh,
Hot Dog Pilot Andy says he is at home. Awesome. Merry Christmas. Dwayne's Fork and Spoon Mermaid says, Merry Christmas. I'm off till the 2nd. Good for you.
hey, me too.
Yep, Jason too. Jason and Aaron both are my little homebodies for the next 2 weeks.
Aaron doesn't go back till the 7th.
Yeah, Aaron goes back to school the 7th. Joe Rader said, what is work? Dave BNSF says, I get to stay home all the time. I want and then some. Cool. Your mom said we got to stay home, went out for lunch. Chinese. Cool. Southern 207 Hobby says, I'm doing home repairs for the next few months. I have a love-hate relationship with home repairs myself.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's necessary and sometimes it's just a pain in the rear. Is Aaron about to graduate from college?
Yeah, at one point he will
We
be.
got to get him through school first. Good stuff.
Yeah, he could probably get in there and try to do some stuff. All right, Bear Premium, but that's the color. It's called Ponytail from PPG. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use an actual small brush to fill all this in, and do some touch-ups around the rail and whatnot. If I need to, we can move the camera back a little so you can see a little bit more of what I'm going to be doing. Maybe. And you'll get to see me, except for my face. All right. But yes, you can use a small paintbrush because I don't want to paint these rocks. I don't mind getting a little bit of them, like the edge, but I definitely don't want to paint the top of them. So this is kind of tedious.
He says, will you be able to use up a gallon of that paint on the entire layout?
Very much so. Right now, just the sawmill area, my paint's down to here. And I've only painted the sawmill area. So, whole layout, I'm probably going to have another gallon.
Who else got to work on their layout today for Christmas?
So Amanda wants to know who else got to work on their layout. I guess we call it Magnolia. After you finish painting, can we watch it dry? Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, we're in for a good time.
Yeah. So if anybody wants to know why I use a lighter brown for ground and not dark, it kind of depends on like the area that you're from. But to me, like dark brown, that looks more like when the ground's wet, saturated from after a good rain. So always, try to find a color that is going to make sense to what you're modeling.
Said he did get to work on his layout. I did not work on the things I needed to work on. Marty says, not me. Hot Dog Pilot Andy says, nope, banned from the shed. Uh-oh.
Who got banned from the shed?
Andy.
Andy.
Dave BNSF says, I was building Lego.
Hey, Legos are cool.
Southern 207 Hobby says, sadly, no heat in my shed. Yet mainly due to insulation needs to be finished.
Yeah, I can understand not wanting to be out there and it be chilly. Yep, that's why I enclosed this sucker. Alright, so now.
He said order was for my higher authority. And he did.
Yeah.
Well, he got banned.
Okay, let's see here.
CP368 says I can work on the layout. Simple River Valley is at my house. Merry Christmas, Jason.
Happy birthday, John. Man, it must be nice to get birthday presents on, Christmas and your birthday. I don't know what that's like.
He said, my wife told me to go to the trainer. Heard that.
Amanda hasn't done that to me yet.
Thomas Frosty said, Merry Christmas, Jason, and everyone in the chat today, working on my ballast project in my yard, cleaning the ties and rail.
Merry Christmas, Thomas. Hey, are you still going live later for Cab Crew Wednesday? I think I heard you might be going live. So if anyone wondering why I'm dragging my finger, is because I'm trying to make sure that I don't have any paint on the rail.
So happy 30th birthday, John.
Yeah, happy 30th birthday. I might have to get John that book I shared with him a while back. It's a book about numbers. It's the 1 million digits of pi. And each day that, it's John's birthday, it'll be a different number to pi. And do it that way. All right. Yeah, I've got, when I used a wood block to get off some of the excess paint that was on the rails, it kind of chewed some chunks off. So I'm just kind of doing a little bit of tidying up just with the brush, just for a little bit, and then I'll use the big brush to kind of get the other areas. Ew, I don't want that rock there.
Thomas Frosty said, going live at 8 p.m. Eastern Time for Wednesday.
All right, there you go. 8 p.m. Eastern.
Andy said, pie don't last long in his house. Same. What pie eater?
Well, it depends on the pie.
Yeah, it does depend on the pie. That's true.
I mean, if it's like a key lime, lemon meringue, raspberry.
Jason's favorite is apple pie.
Hell no. Hell no. You better stop with that bullshit. I do not like apple pie. Tim saying he still has another coat of brown to paint and put the track in place to resume operating. Yeah, apple makes me cringe. Not sure. I don't think we have any Gen Z people here.
Andy said pecan and maple syrup.
No pecan. I don't care for pumpkin pie either.
CP368 says apple pie is the best pie.
No, it ain't. It is far from the best.
I'm like you. I like a lemon icebox, a key lime, good old-fashioned chocolate pie. I like pumpkin pie, but I'm a pumpkin lover. Southern 207 said pumpkin pie here or just cake. Yep.
Okay, let's see here. How I want to do this. Obviously, I want to do it very carefully. Okay.
Lemon meringue, key lime, and fruit pie. Rick's Train says coconut cream pie's good. I don't know if I missed the coconut or not.
Yeah, I'm not much of a coconut person either. I'm just going to kind of add a little in the middle. Just kind of make it a little tacky. And then while we're painting, we're going to paint and dirt at the same time. Who'd have thunk it, right? I'll make sure everything's not in the way. So, plastic spoon, just kind of shake it on.
A good shoe fly pie. What is a shoe fly pie? I've heard that before. Shoe fly pie. Heard that. I feel like that's an old school type of pie.
I'm pretty sure it is.
Dave BNSF said chicken pot pie, turkey pie.
Okay, those are always good.
Yeah. Pot pie.
Yeah, any type of meat pie is good.
Don't they make beef pot pies too?
Yeah. Shepherd's pie. Even though shepherd's pie is really not a pie.
So molasses with a molasses cake and crust. I guess that's a shoe fly pie. Banana cream pie is also not. I like banana cream. Homemade potato soup. Mincemeat pie. Old school pie.
Yeah, I've heard of mincemeat. Never had it though. Possum pie. I've heard of that. It's made with possum. My mom will tell you she likes possum pie.
Possum pie.
All right.
Somebody said meat just doesn't belong.
It really don't. But I mean, if it's a meat pie, it's not supposed to be a sweet pie.
White Cross Train Spar says Merry Christmas, Jason. And having a merch store like t-shirts from Teesprings can make good money. Hustle dog.
Yeah, that's if people buy your shirts.
I don't know if that was a question or a statement.
Yeah.
So.
Merry Christmas, Scott. I don't know if y'all can hear Amanda or not, because she's probably, when she doesn't get loud, her, yeah. Okay. Is this starting to look dirty yet? I have some beer butt chicken in the oat. Oh, that sounds real good. Beer butt chicken. Sounds amazing. Okay, well, I'm glad someone can. But can y'all hear her clearly?
Kyle says he can. Sound better now.
Sound better now that you're actually talking? So that's what I was afraid of. I'm probably just going to have to pour this on the rail and then...
He's right. So the truth, they found out it was a watering stop for folk in Western in 1995.
Oh, nice.
50,000 water tower.
That's pretty cool.
I've never had a rhubarb pie.
I've heard those are good too.
I don't know if those are sweet.
There's something.
Dave BNSF says, looks like sand, Jason. Probably right now it does.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll have to come back and touch up with the dirt. Main thing is to get all the paint off the rail. Especially once I put the glue on it. And then back here, close to the bumper, I really don't care. My main care is for, a piece of rolling stock, like a log car, making it on that track. And then this track here is going to be for the wood chip cars. And all I'm doing is just taking my finger and just kind of patting it out flat. And anything that goes over the rail, I'm just kind of wiping back off. Here we go. See if I tilt the camera a little bit more, you can kind of see the rails. All right, let's add some more dirt. I'm just adding a little at a time, just kind of sprinkling it on. And lo and behold, we're just about done dirting this area. Now, if anyone is wondering, this is actual real dirt. All right. The only thing I definitely don't need to do is get over there. I got some excess over here, so I can relocate it if I need to.
Way Cross Strength Water asked, so do you ever do subscriber contest, buy extra steel train car, something about tax giveaway? And I just responded and said, yeah, we've done bingo and giveaways. We're definitely not a stranger.
Yeah, I need to do a giveaway. I ain't done one in a hot minute. And how my channel keeps growing, I really don't know.
Southern Trail says, I'm playing railroader since I can't work out in my shed.
There you go. Some way to get some trains in, right? All right. That don't look too bad, now does it? And then what I'll do while I'm waiting on that to dry, we'll go ahead and shift the camera. Here we go.
Oh, Stephen says, I say the same, Jason. How does my channel keep growing? Don't question it. All good things.
So when I put the second coat on, I just put a little, a small area at a time. Just enough so that way I can just do a little bit of a flock. And it's all wet, wet, wet paint. And so guess what? This flock's going to stick right to it. Let's see here. I thought I had another flock. I do.
CP says, my channel mainly grows by the amount of videos that's on it. And Kyle says, I don't do anything unlike this fella. It's okay. Just go with it.
Yep, just go with the flow. It's really all you can do is just go with the flow.
Floyd Robbins is in the chat. Good evening, Jason, and all in the chat.
Hey, Floyd.
We said just wanted to drop in and wish everyone a Merry Christmas and all the best in the new year. I can't stay as I'm expecting a phone call at any time, so bye now. He's just popping in to say hello.
Merry Christmas, Floyd. You take care, and we will see you next time. Thanks for popping in. So what I'm doing here is just kind of painting this here hill. Now I'm not going to use the green flock that I used here on the hill because I'm going to have trees. So I use kind of more of a earth blend. So just the, well, that's what I forgot to grab. I'll be right back.
BRB. Our case is making a mess.
All right, I'm back. So what I like to do, like on my hills and stuff, I use 3 different colors of Rust-Oleum. Coastal gray, nutmeg, and you can see these are all satins, and cinnamon. I've done this before. I've inspired you to paint. I'm going to paint a lot area, a darker color. Okay.
Alright.
Cool.
He said, I love watching this as I'm trying to get motivated to do my own scenery, which I allocated time for, but I'm just being lazy.
I feel that.
And Mr. Manny Fernandez is in the house.
Manny, what's going on, buddy? All right. And see, I just kind of hit a few dabs. Whoop, got the rail. I don't just cover it. And for some odd reason, the one on my nutmeg is missing. Wow. I just sprayed paint everywhere. At least it went in the air, right?
What change clothes?
Yeah, me too.
Waycroft Training says, does Google AdSense pay good or make good money?
Depends. It all depends. I might have to buy another cinnamon. I thought I got that shut hard enough. It's just like taking up. See what it does here. I can always go back over there with the black. And I'll have to. All right. Remember, there is. Oh, there we go. There is no accidents when it comes to painting. I mean, it's just no mistakes. It's a happy little accidents.
Don't say who said that. See if anybody can guess who said that.
Yeah.
Who said that?
Happy little accidents. And then I'll put some nutmeg on it. Man, this stuff looks like it's going to cake too. We'll see.
Hot dog pilot. I'm gonna mess that up. Said Bob Ross. You got it. Bob Ross did say that.
That's right.
Camouflage paint, Jackson.
Nope. See, it looks funny right now, don't it? But trust me, when I start putting the ground cover on that, it's definitely a game changer. Because that's what I'm fixing to start doing. right now. Oh, that is Kate.
Jason, you got paint on the track. Did you see that?
Yes, I did. Come out right here. It's actually on the tie. It's not even on the track.
Randall Ellison in the house. I can finally sit down and eat now. Valley is 56. It says. Evening all. Merry Christmas to all.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Waxing.
And then I'm going to come back with the green right up against the track. Just kind of mix it in there a little. Looks like it didn't mix too well on this side. There we go. And then kind of blow some of it off where it's kind of heavy, and yeah, it looks a whole lot better. Get you a different angle of it. Kind of steep pitched right there. So what I'm going to do is put a little paint here on top of it, and it's okay. It's okay if you get a little bit on the brush. It ain't gonna hurt nothing. It adds a little texture. There you go. So there's a little trick from the train freak when it comes to, you know, making your heels. You ain't got to paint it a certain color. You can add all different types of coloring effects to create the type of scene that you want. Now, what I'll end up doing, I'm going to add a little bit more paint back here because I'm a little bare. And I definitely don't like the bare look. Add a little more flock. Oof, that was a lot.
You had 26 folks in the chat.
Hey, all right. Okay. I know where I did that. Y'all couldn't see it, and that's okay. But yeah, like right here, you know, nature is not all one color. It's several different colors. So, all right. What stinks is, all right, so as far as paint on the rails, I got a little spot there, little spot there, and that's all I feel. I don't feel any more. And I'm probably going to end up getting more paint on the rails because the next thing I'm going to paint is going to be the very time-consuming part. But, you know, what I might do is come over here and just kind of start, you know, doing like a small line. Where I didn't get the dirt very well. And I'm going to add some green flock right up against the track. Anthony Borden, how's it going? And if I haven't said hi to you, I apologize. Sometimes while I'm working on scenery, I just can't keep a good eye on the chat. Valley's 50. What was it? 50. Valley's 56 double X. What's going on? Welcome. Merry Christmas to you as well. All right. And now that when I went over with the brush and I kind of built a ridge, I'm just kind of coming back and tapping that little ridge, flatten it out a little. And once I start putting the Mod Podge water mixture, this good stuff here, it will actually flatten that dirt out even more.
Don't you love it when you want the blend to come out? You have to tap it, but when you want a little amount, it comes out with big blood.
Oh, absolutely. I'm done with this. Shots of paint, not a lot. All right. That don't look terrible, huh? All right. I guess I'm going to start. I need to go clean my brush before I screw it up. I don't need to let it just sit out. So I will be right back. Amanda can talk to you if she wants to. If you go over there, you will be over.
Okay.
So
Thanks for the work.
you don't want to be on camera, you stand off to the side.
Like I said, if I wasn't in my Christmas best, I would get on and say hello. My hair is not very good. No, my hair is not very good. I've been reading.
Okay.
Hot Rod Rodney says hi, Jason.
Rodney!
Did you see Anthony Borden?
Yes, I did. All right. Got to give a special shout out to Rodney because on my video where I was talking about Santa, I need supplies. Rodney is my Santa because he bought some track stuff, some old track switches from me. And because of that, I was able to buy the supplies that I needed to buy. So thank you so much, Rodney. I greatly appreciate it. All right, I'm going to go clean my brush. I will be back.
So now everybody can watch the paint dry, like Heath had mentioned. Thomas, that's the thing about Jason. If he can't find one method or one way to make something work, he will research or keep going until he finds a method that works. Or a lot of what Jason does, like he does like to learn from other, you guys in the community. He does like to research, but also Jason does an awful lot of trial and error. I don't think trial and error is his favorite part of doing things, the favorite method he prefers. Ideally, he likes to watch something, try it, see how, and wants it to work out, but it doesn't always work out. So, yeah, he does a lot of his learning by just trial and error. What happens if I do this? What happens if I do that? Everybody's favorite part, Heath. Watch the paint dry. I often watch paint dry. See. see when to work on it again. Yeah, I mean, sometimes you have to do that. Merry Christmas, everybody. Anybody that's popped in that we haven't said hello to, welcome, welcome. We did our Christmas yesterday. We had some family over. We played a game. We ate some good food, and then we just got a wild hair and decided we were going to open our own gifts to each other, and that's what we did. So,
what?
Christmas, like gifts and stuff like that. We did ours yesterday. So today we've been just kind of hanging out. Jason wanted to go live, and I said, you do, Thomas was commenting on, he said, looking good, look like your mental is very helpful. I just told them, I said, you do a lot of your stuff by trial and error. I said, you like to reach out to people in the community, but a lot of times you do yours by trial and error, just trying things.
Oh, yeah.
Seeing if it works, if it doesn't work.
Also, I've got a friend that is an art genius, and that would be Craig Christensen. He's the owner of Arkansas Traveler Hobbies. He's one of those only few hobby shops that actually builds layouts for people, and I had the opportunity years ago, like 10 years ago, and I worked part-time at the hobby shop, and he actually taught me a lot. So a lot of what you see that I'm doing here, these are actually his methods that I share. But now, as far as like weathering buildings and things like that, I've learned from a few people within the YouTube community, but most of it has been trial and error. What I'll do is, because I need this to dry a little bit before I do anything else, I'm going to grab the Sawmill building because this is what I've been working on this morning. So let me grab that.
Earl said, if I knew how to pay it, I would have loved to buy the switches from you. I don't have PayPal. Don't you have Square or invoicing or something set up?
Well, that's only through the company.
Oh.
All right, so here is the Cascade Milling and Lumber Company. So before I show you this, I have to give credit to John Schuylkill River Valley because he is the guy who came up with the design of the logo. So John, he's still in here. I see him in the chat. So, but this is it. So this is the front. So we got a little bit of signage here on the top. You get the, try not to get my hands wet, guys. This is a big building. But there you go. I made a sign out of styrene. And then that's going to be the front right there. So it's going to look real good once I get it put up there. But what I got to do is I got to install lighting in this. I've got a big piece of masonite I got to cut out to, for the foundation of the base of it. And there's some detail. I put some lumber, different various size lumbers in there. But this is the main sawmill building. This is the last building that I have to do for this area of the building. So, but I do have some lights and stuff that I do want to add to it as well, give it a little more detail. And then piping everything's going to be a lot of fun.
Rodney said, you're welcome, and those track supplies are going to help me with my big future project. Anthony Borden said, hey, Jason, what's the height of your layout?
So I'm building 2 decks. Be right back. I don't want to tell you wrong.
John said, glad you like the signs. Love the sign on the roof.
Okay. We'll take measure. How about that? So this area, the layout is a little less than 62 inches. So it's good. It's like chin level for me. But I am building another level that's 18 inches below it. So it's going to be a double. That is a kit. It's a Walters kit that is discontinued. Or it might still be in production. It's just a lumber kit, like some type of mountain lumber kit. Hot Rod, definitely welcome. Thank you for buying that stuff. Wanted to make sure I gave you a good deal too. So
Anthony said, wow, Jason, great work so far.
Nice signal. Oh, thank you. So actually, these are signals from.
You might have been talking about the building.
No, he said Andy 81E. So welcome, Andy. These are signals from Custom Signaling Systems. I am actually a distributor for him. So if you're wanting some signals on your layout, and yes, these both have LEDs in them. Three actually, it's got red, yellow, and green, but I can also have a yellow changed for a lunar if you have, like a yard approach or something. He can add the electrical boxes, and guys, it's all brass. I mean, there's no plastic on here. It's all brass. Yeah, I responded to Al. It's a Walters kit. Yep. There we go. But yeah, it's all made out of brass. No styrene. Are we going to? Yes, he does N scale, Z scale. I believe he does S as well. So Amherst, I'm not going to get to go for 2025, but me and Steve Childers and possibly C&EI John and maybe the Flying Crow, if we can talk him into it, is thinking about maybe going in 2026. All right.
Did you see his comment still?
Yes, I did. All right, so where should I put the truck? I don't know where to put the truck exactly. And my guy fell over, so I'm probably going to have to put a pin in him. Ooh, drippy. It's okay. Guys, this stuff's okay if it drips on the scenery and stuff, because it's just going to seal it in. I need a nap. It dripped on my dry erase board underneath it, though. That I don't know. All right. So now all I'm doing is just kind of the world. Acting like it don't want to hold any liquid. Okay, I think I got a plastic one here somewhere. I'm gonna go find my plastic pipette. I don't remember. Over here.
What is the signal system company called again?
Custom signaling systems, or custom signal systems. No, that's not good.
Postmodern model work?
Hey, Postmodern, what's going on? Got some more pipettes here somewhere. Like, Mamie Fernandez sent me like a whole bunch one time. Like a whole bunch of plastic ones, and he sent me some glass ones too that were really nice. I can't remember what I've done with them. All right, well, we might have to hold off on that then. All right, well, we're going to hold off on the glue. I'm going to have to do that off camera once I find what I'm looking for. All right, paint. Back to paint. And if anybody is wondering, yes, this is airbrush paint. So this is Mission Models Rail Ta Brown. And I'm just going to kind of start painting the ties. It gives like a really, really good creosote color. And I've already painted the rail over here. Move y'all closer. Why are y'all so far away? Thank you, John, for posting that. My numbers guy. Now, John, I hope you're keeping count of how many ties I'm painting here. Because you know Heath is going to want to know. Yeah, I got some flock. Loose flock on my ties. He says I'm off this week, no counting. Oh, I heard that. Now, I don't know if y'all can tell or not, but you could probably see it right here. There's blue painter's tape. I cut some strips of blue painter's tape and laid in layers under just this side of the rail. And that is a good way to do super elevation. If you're HO scale, I would not suggest going any thicker than 6 layers. If you are in scale, I would not suggest going any higher than 3 layers if you wanted to add some super elevation to your layout. Painting rail and painting ties, very, very meticulous, time consuming. But I will say the look, it pays off. Because now you're not left with that plastic ground. You're left with like a good creosote color, and then like where you have track nails, it just kind of blends right in. And the nice thing is you don't really have to do the sides, because the sides of your ties, or I think over across the pond they call them sleepers, you should have ballast in between them. Now y'all can see the difference in the color. If it's worth doing, it's worth overdoing. Oh, absolutely. Let's see here. I'm going to go back to tapping ends. I think I'm going to go to there. All right. Let me tell you, scenery, it's fun. It is time consuming. And it can get expensive pretty quick. Especially the more detail that you do. Okay. I'll move y'all back a little bit more. Thomas, you can. It's probably going to be a little more difficult. Might not look as well. But I'm definitely not going to say no. It's just going to be one of those that you're definitely not going to be able to rush through it. I just want to get to my signal here. At least on painting the ties. All right, let's see. Yeah, we're going to work backwards. Your signal is in my way. It's not glued down, but I don't want to try to, take it out. There we go. And I just got a small little bit to do right in here. Now, like I said, I've already painted the rails. And I do that before I do my ties. So there you go. That would be that. So if anyone is wondering what I'm using, the mission models, and the number is MMP 123 Rail Tie Brown. The color for my rust is MMW001 Dark Rust. Can't go wrong with that. All right. I'm happy so far with what I got here. All right. Let me clear up my brush. And I believe those are acrylics, not enamels, if anyone's wondering. Yeah, Dwayne, I definitely agree with you. Definitely do it. It's best to do it before. Because, I mean, if you go look at the railroad, I mean, you necessarily don't have to paint the ties. But the main thing that you definitely want to look at as far as like, what do I paint when it comes to my track? Paint the sides of your rails. The main thing is, if you go look at the real railroad, even the freshly new laid rail, it's already rusted on the side. So you don't ever see shiny rail on the sides, only on the top and just a little bit on the inside where the wheel flanges scrape up against the rail. But that's the only time you ever see rust. All right. Let's see. My resolution is to earn 2, maybe 3 NMRA certificates this year. That is my resolution. And one should be very easy. I should have it in the bag. And that's if I teach Merit Badge University for the railroading merit badge. That'll give me all the time units I need for association volunteer.
John said no resolutions here. Hot dog, I'm gonna mess that up.
Just say Andy.
Call him Andy.
Yeah, Andy.
If I don't make any, I won't break any. So that's a very interesting thought process.
That is a pretty good thought process.
I kind of want to touch on that because, like, that is why, in my opinion, again, everybody's entitled to opinions. In my opinion, I feel like New Year's resolutions are not, they're crap most of the time. Most of us set unrealistic goals and stuff ourselves. It can be our health, our wellness, all that crap, but it's not realistic, and we end up disappointing ourselves, I feel like.
Right.
So.
All right, guys, this is the ballast that I use. Express scale ballast, number 40 blend. I got the half gallon, and I'm probably going to need a lot more of that because I used to have a ballast spreader, but you know what? I'm not going to use it. Take your spoon. There we go.
Paul says he wants to get his layout looking somewhat presentable. I think that's a lot of people.
Oh, yeah.
CP368 says, I never make New Year's resolutions. Yeah, we typically don't either, just because, like I said, you end up crashing, set yourself up for failure, and then you're just disappointed again. My resolution is to do more of the same. My resolution is to survive another year, Joe Rader says. Yeah, I think that was a lot of this in 2024.
Yeah, trying to survive. Oh, absolutely. Now, when ballasting, the only thing that you need to make sure that is seen is the top of the rail. or not the rail, but the ties, and just a tad bit of the side of it. And I like to do the center first, and then I come back and add on to it. I'll move y'all just a little closer so that way y'all can see. That's as close as I can get you without getting on top of the dirt. US3DB1 or US3D2B1. What is going on? Yep, now we are ballasting. And actually, I kind of need to wait because some of these ties are still a little wet. Like I expected these down here to be wet. I was thinking these up here would have been dry already. And they're still just a little damp. Some of them are already drying up. So I do need to kind of wait on those and just hang tight a little bit before I do anything else. Dang, I wish I can. Well, you know what? I'm gonna look and see if I can find that other plastic pipette. I know I've seen it today. I've already seen it today, and so that means it's close by. So I'm gonna walk around the room one more time, make sure I did not overlook it. I know there's nothing over in the town of Hickory Ridge because I've been doing nothing but track work over there. If you have not seen the track work that I've been doing, go check out the last video. Still not done. Got a little bit more to do. And thanks to Hot Rod Rodney, I've got the supplies that I need coming in to do the finishing touches on it. But I kind of need that pipette, not just to glue in the ballast, but to also glue in all this dirt here. And then once I glue in the dirt, then I can start looking at gluing in the dock. So I'll be right back. I'm just going to be around in the room. So right there. Okay. So it's not on the layout. I'm going to look on this table here. If it's in the spot. That's negative. Oh, pipette, where did you go? All right, I'm going to try something else. Let's see if I can do. I'm going to try the glass one again, but I'm going to try it in a different method than I did before. I just don't know if the seal, it's like there's no seal on it. Where did Amanda go? I didn't even pay attention. She go to lay down, I guess. I know she comes back and watch this when I say I didn't even pay attention, or she's still watching. She's gonna give me the beat down later. I know it. I just know it. Put that over there. All right. Just a little bit of glue. Okay. Then what I'm gonna try to do is just put the pipette down in the water and use my finger. It's like glue ain't even going in it. So that could be my problem. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go watch this. See if that I can fix that. All right, so good news is I figured out my problem when my pipette ain't working. The tip is freaking clogged. So now the trick is, how do you clear out a... I'll be damned. And I just found the plastic one. Told you it was here. For those who did not believe me. Let's see here. And I got the glass one unclogged. So now both of them are in business. I like the glass one better. It's got a better feel to it. Oh, all right, perfect. So now all I'm doing is just kind of dropping it all over the dirt. And I'm even going to let it kind of go down the rocks too, which will be okay. Because it's just going to dry it all in place. And I know some of y'all find this like, oh God, ballasting is the absolute worst. It's not terrible. The trick to it is just don't get it on the rail. And that's why I like this glass one better. And if you add some IPA in your glue mixture, it does make it flow a lot better. And for everybody wondering about, years ago when I told everybody I don't glue my track down, I don't even glue the cork down. When I put the ballast in, that glues it all together. Believe it or not. And I don't ballast until like I'm set in stone that this is how this is going to look. And I might have to come back and add some ballast in some of this area. But I will say this, like right here, this is like very, very tedious. But if it wasn't tedious, would it be model railroading? Thank you, Andy81E. Much appreciated. It's actually a continuous curve 28-inch radius. When I do my layouts, I do not use anything less than a 28-inch radius on my main line. And my spurs or branch lines do not use anything less than a 24-inch. That is just a huge rule of thumb I have. The hills are always harder to do. Because it just doesn't flatten out easily. You just got to kind of keep hitting drops until it smooths out. And I always like to put my ground and my flock in before I put my ballast in. Because if you go to the railroad tracks, is there grass on top of the ballast? Or is it under the ballast? And the same with the dirt. And what I'll have to do is Unfortunately, I'll have to clean these rails when the time comes. And the nice thing is, all this will actually dry clear and actually kind of give it a little bit of a color texture. Like I said, dirt's not all the same color. It just seems that way because of pigments. All right, I'm gonna hold tight on that. Looks like my paint is mostly dried. So I'll move it a little closer, but not a lot. And today's magic tool, a spoon. All right, Andy, have a good one. So I've got a ballast spreader too, Rodney. I don't like it. I just don't use it. This is the way that I learned from the same guy. And I mean, it is a tried and true method. Well, guess I need to knock that stuff there down first. Here we go. Because I need a little more ballast there. I need some ballast here. All right. The magic spoon. That is right. The magic spoon gets it all done. All right. And I will say, like, when you're doing super elevation, the ballast actually tends to behave a little better on the outside rail of the curve than the inside, believe it or not. Don't know why, but just out of my experience, it does. All right, I'm going to move y'all back a little bit further so I can move my glue back. Glue's getting in my way. I see something I don't want. Always good to have tweezers on hand. Piece of plaster. Right. All right. I'm almost about done laying ballast. Let's get a little bit more here on the inside. You can't go much further because I haven't put the ground in and I'm getting back to wet paint, see? But if you want to use an excuse for why some of your ballast black, the locomotive was dripping oil. So there's an answer to everything. Doesn't necessarily mean you will or won't agree with the answer, but there is always an answer. All right, now for the eye test. I think that looks pretty dang good. And I see some spots where I'm going to have to add some more dirt. And that's completely normal. Completely normal. I'm just trying to add just a little. And it's still wet. Like I'm watching the dirt just like go. Like it's darkening up quick. Some of it is. Some of it, not so much. I'll let that dry and then I will get that here in a minute. And run some glue. And I'll come back and add a lot more until I see the glue coming out like down here. And then I know I have enough. Hmm. Oh, Randall Ellison. What's going on, Randall? I didn't see you pop in here. Of course, I'm not paying attention to the chat very well, and my chat watcher that I had in here is in the process of cooking dinner. And what's she cooking? I have no clue. The turkey. All right. Now I'm going to get the outside. Now, earlier I was saying that the ballast lays down easier on this side. It doesn't glue any easier on this side. And I might have to come back and add some ballast. That's all part of it. PB and J. Day being a skeps having a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. I'm already seeing a couple of spots. I'm going to have to come back and add just a little bit of ballast. Okay. And get the magic spoon again. Let's add a few right there. A few right there. And a few right there. Okay. Let that glue dry up. I'm just going to take my fingers. I'm just going to rub the top of the rail. Make sure that there are no pieces of ballast on the top. And then what I might have to do after it dries, I've got this little scraper thing here, and I'll come in and I'll just clean out the flanges, or where the flanges would rub, and just kind of knock those away, like so. But I have to kind of wait till the glue dries, because all it wants to do is stick to another part of the rail. So I mean that ain't gonna work. Ooh, that's what I was afraid was going to happen. Oh well. All right, I'm done with the ballast, so I can close that container so I don't lose any. And of course, I had it sitting down in the middle of the pond, so gluing this dirt over here, the parts that ran down in the pond ran up under a tub of ballast. All right, put that over there. All right, Jason, I use 50-50 water IPA mix to wet down the ballast before I add the Mod Podge mix that makes the Mod Podge mix flow very, very well. I want it to flow well, but I don't want it to flow too well. So when I add the parts of water to the Mod Podge, I also add that much part of IPA. And I'm using a high percentage. It is, I don't think it's 99. I don't see what I did with my IPA. It's somewhere. Oh, it's here on my desk. 91%. So I'm using 91%. Let's see here. Peanut butter is a glue sandwich. Okay. All right, Dave BNSF, you have a Merry Christmas, Happy New Year if I don't see you before then, and I'll see you next time. Let's see here. All right, so let me move this flock out of the way. I ain't going to need him for a minute. What I do want to do is see about getting my guy stood back up. Okay. He was starting to get tacky with the glue. He just did not get fully tacky yet. All right, let's see here. Let's get a little bit more glue on this dude. And we're going to try to put him back where I had him. Oh, come on. Okay, got him over there. Sweet. All right. I think I missed a question. Mr. C's Railway, how's the layout going? You're looking right at it. Going pretty good. There you go. That is the whole point of why you use either IPA or dish soap in your Mod Podge mixtures. I even use it in the tub where I'm making the trees. So this down here, I don't care if there's, I mean, it's going to dry clear anyways. That's not going to bother me any. I am going to try to put a little more dirt. Right in there. Just kind of pat it down. Just so that way I don't have any high heels. And I will say, like, all the dirt I added here, it just like, it's like soaking up into it. Like, I'm just watching, you know, the lightness of the dirt get darker. And I've got some Q-tips that I'll put, you know, to clean these rails. PKW Model Works, thanks for the stream. Yeah, you're welcome. Wow, I've been live for 2 hours. How about that? All right. Okay, so the question is, where should I put the truck? So the truck is going to be, I've got 4 people over here fishing. And so, do I stick the truck here close to the entry? Let me move y'all a little closer so you can see what I'm talking about. All right, that's as close as I'm getting you. I mean, I could put y'all in the pond. See if my cable will reach. Okay. Yeah, let's see if we can tip. There we go. All right. So, like I was saying, do I put the truck here at the entrance to the dam or levee? Or do I park it over here on the back end? Yo, Jack's here? I didn't see Jack come in. Where's Jack? I see 2 people saying hi to Jack. What's going on, Jack? I got a starred comment, too. Oh, Dwight Kerley, channel member, 33 months. How did I miss that? Well, I don't know if Dwight's still here or not, but heck yeah. Way to go, Dwight. All right, so I must have missed Jack somewhere. Because I got people saying hi, but I don't see him in my comments. I might just park it like right here, like right at the dam. Oh, there's Jack, trying to get well. Well, I hope you get well, Jack. Not cool to hear someone not feeling well. So, if anyone's wondering, this is a 1955. I believe this is a Ford. I believe that's a Ford. And Cameo, no, it's a Chevy. That is a Chevy. Dead giveaway there on the back. Got a bow tie. So, because I've got one guy fishing here. You could probably barely see his head right behind my fingernail. I'm going to have 2 people fishing here on the dock. And then I got this guy walking over there fishing. You can barely see him. His outfit kind of blends in with the scenery. So, where's my dock at? And guys, I completely scratch built this dock. There it goes. Yeah, it's got to fit a specific profile. There. Thanks, John. Well, hopefully you can see these two guys right here. Grandpa and his kid fishing. There's glue there. I think I might just put it right over here like that. Or park it like that. So that way the levee is not fully overtaken, and yeah. Man, I needed to add some dirt over here, but I don't know if the glue is still wet, that's gonna draw it up. It might. Kind of. Yeah, Andy Griffith. Oh, what was his kid's name? Crap. I can't remember his name. Opie, that's it. Yeah, Opie. Stephen and John. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, I think that's a good spot. Good spot to go fishing. So for those that are wondering about the truck, it is a mini metals. So I was either thinking of that one or maybe using this here Oxford. This is a Dodge D100 swept side pickup 1957 model. I know the price tag kind of makes it to where you can't really see it well. But I was thinking about either this one or this one going in that spot. I like to kind of have the pickups and whatnot. Yeah, the Chevy needs to be by the levee. That's a very, very good point, Andy. Very, very good point. More like Gomer and Goober since it's a pickup. Mini metals are no longer in business from that I know of. Or I could have put one of these Ford 1955 custom F100s. I've got green flames with a camper shell, and I've got red flames. And these are Athearn ready to rolls here. So I think Athearn kind of got their label off. Because it says it's a custom Ford truck, white with flames. Yeah, the end of the flames are white, but that's a black truck. So, all right, Dwayne, have a good night, buddy. Merry Christmas to you. You know, where this one says black with flames. So, I don't know. Yeah, well, here soon the levee will be dry. No, keep old fashioned. Okay, I will do old fashioned. Well, actually, Jack, if you really, really wanted me to do old-fashioned, I could have done this one. That would have been old-fashioned. A Model A pickup. That would have been super old-fashioned. Blue Nami. So no Blue Nami in this one as of yet. This one back here does have Blue Nami. One of my Baldwin VO1000s have a Blue Nami, and my FP7 has a Blue Nami. Hudson Hornet. Let's see here. I think I have one of those. See if I can find it real quick. That's a Chrysler. I thought I had a Hudson somewhere. That's a Buick. Let's see here. Mercury. What are you? Lincoln. It's a Chevy Nomad. A Nash Rambler. I believe this is another Chevy Nomad. No, that's a Buick Century Estate. And that should be the same thing, but a different color. Buick Special Convertible. 58 Porsche Speedster. A Buick Special. And Buick Century. I got quite a few Buicks. I believe it might be somewhere on the layout. I believe I have a Hudson here somewhere. See, that's an Edsel. That's a Chevy Bel Air. That's a Chevy Impala. Let's see what is this got. That's a Mercury. I thought I had one, and maybe I do, and I don't know where it's at. But I can't find it. It might be over there at the community barn. So PK&W, if anyone did it, it would be Oxford. They do a lot of the classic cars, and they're actually not plastic. They're actually die cast. So they look really, really, really good. So as far as this truck here goes, what I do need to do, since that's going to be its spot, I am going to put some glue on the wheels. So that way Junior can't come and take it. There we go. And then that'll glue that truck in place and it won't move. So slowly but surely we're making progress. I still got to make some trees to go up in here. I wish I came across. I'm gonna show you this piece. Hold on. So this is one of my early Christmas purchases. I'm gonna move y'all back up so that way I can hold it up a little higher. But here we go. This is a Woodland Scenics cabin, and it lights up. Even the has a fireplace flicker. And I would have wished that I would have got this before I did all of those trees, because if I did, I would have incorporated this over in here somewhere. But I'm thinking what I can do with this is put this over by the river. So it might be a while before I install it, but pretty neat little piece. So the hobby shop, they do his 12 days to Christmas sale. This is the other hobby shop, the Rail and Sprue out of Jacksonville, Arkansas. And on the last day till Christmas, it was buy one, get one free for anything in the store. So as long as you bought something, you could get a second item for free. It doesn't have to be the same thing. And the value is up to $100. So what I ended up doing was buying a box of Intermountain wheels, and I got this for free. This is like an $80 Woodland Scenics lighted building. So very, very nice. I mean, even I don't know if y'all can see the screen door. Look at the screen door. And yes, you can see inside through the screen door. So now I don't think it's detailed on the inside, except for maybe the fireplace. So I think this would be pretty cool over by the river. All right, let me put that up. I'll show you some of my other stuff I got before I get off of here. All right, let's see here. So what did Santa bring to me? Let's change the angle of the camera so you can see me a little better over the hill. And this is staging. I got a book. What did I do with that book? I was reading the book earlier. I actually shared it with a friend of mine. I don't know what to do with my book. I have to blame that one on Heath. Either that or Amanda. Is it over here? I put it over here. I don't see my book. Oh. All right. I got that bag. All right. All right. So, like I told you, box of Intermountain wheels. So I got those. Heath, you know we all love you. Got me a couple of Walters smokestacks. I got a chicken coop and sheds Walters kit. That's to go with another house kit that's going to go in the corner of the layout between Wiener and Hickory Ridge. And then the last thing I got from the hobby shop haul was this CMA ice station kit. Now, from my understanding, the ice house that my buddy John Goforth built me, he used this kit, but scratched built the ice house. So I don't know if I'm going to see about maybe trying to add that onto it. I know on the bottom level, I want another ice house. So I got that. But Santa was also good to me too. So one of the gifts I've already used and I was working on a different part of the layout. But I got some track cutters. That's why they're not in here, because I've already been using them. Because my track cutters are about worn out. Got a couple of paints. These are Tamiya's. A medium blue and a cockpit green. So I think those would be good, like maybe like paint houses or something, because I want to say in my era that I'm modeling 1958, the houses would have been painted like a pastel type color. So a couple of paints, can't go wrong with that. I'll have to get me another one of those Podolex paint racks, and I'm going to put them right here. Got some more tools. So she didn't hit the paint deal. The paint was you could buy 6 paints for $6, and those are $3 paint. So she didn't take advantage of that, but she did take advantage of the tools. And the tools was you buy 3 tools, you get the 4th one free. So got the track cutters. She got me a pair of hobby pliers, a pair of really, really fine tipped tweezers. So tweezers. And my guy's still standing up, so that's good. And then the last thing she got me was camel hair artisan paintbrushes. So got one of those for free. And then she got this in my stocking. This was off of Amazon. But it's a book I've been wanting, a book I want to read. And it is called, this is going to be hard, but here, Cotton Belt Engineer. It's a pretty thick book, but it's about an engineer by the name of C.W. Standifer. Now, of course, he was out of Texas, and the Cotton Belt was in Texas. But there are some good, reference type pictures in here as well. So I think that's going to definitely help me out. And he was an engineer from 1917 to 1967. So my era definitely fits in there. And then the last thing that she got me, besides some other tools from Home Depot, is Scenic and Weathering Techniques. This is by Railroad Model Craftsman. So I've kind of looked through it, and it's definitely worth doing for sure. So terrific trees. So is it hard to reach some of the cars on my layout? If it's on the main line, yes. If it's spurs, no. I did that on purpose because the way that I'm building my layout is it's double level. Where this is at, this is a balloon loop. You've probably seen some of the streams in the past where I've actually been in the middle of this area. Well, there's no more getting in the middle. It's all taped up, sealed, ready to go. Caboose, 1973 CH1, welcome. But around the rest of the layout, it's only 24-inch wide bench work. Now, of course, I've only got, as far as bench work goes, I've only got 40% of it done. I still have right here on the edge of this wall, it's supposed to angle 45 degrees and then shoot another 45 degrees. So it'd be like 90 degrees that way. And that's where the helix is going to sit. To drop on the bottom level. And then under this balloon loop will be another balloon loop. It's double main all the way. I got staging here, staging below. Right here, this track is staging. And this track, you can barely see my finger. Let me go back further. This track is staging. And so, but more or less, I can do continuous runs on this layout when it's fully built. Because like I said, it is going to be double mained all the way up to the balloon loops. But as far as who designed the layout, I designed it myself. I'm actually a layout designer with Train Freak Hobbies. So I always try to make sure that anytime that you're doing operations, if that's what you're into, make it to where your stuff is easy to reach, because, you know, you don't want to be trying to lean way over, to do it. So like this is the balloon loop track here, right? So if I go back, well, there's two industry tracks here. And you shouldn't have to service it from this side of the layout. You should actually service it from over. Let me go back further. Here we go. Move this out of the way. So you should be servicing it from over here, because the wood chipper goes right here, like literally right in front of us. And then right here would be where you would drop off logs. So you could service it from where I'm standing, but you can see that this is a 45 degree right here. So, but yeah. I hope that glue dries just right and doesn't mess up my goods. So, thank you, John, for posting that link. Let's get that highlighted up there, trainfreakhobbies.com. So if you're wondering what I'm specialized in decoder installations. I am factory trained by Soundtracks. As soon as I find my certificate, it's going up on the wall beside that painting. It's in here somewhere, and I normally take it when I go to the train shows. But the other things that, well, I'm not certified in, I just do it, is layout design. I consult with LCC, Layout Command Control. I've been implementing it on my own layout. So I don't know if you can see it, but I've got an LCC fast clock right there. I've got some buttons here. The layout's not on, so the buttons are not lit up. I'm actually working with my guy who designs my panels for me. He's working on designing the panels for Hickory Ridge, because I'm getting close to being able to do all of that. And then, of course, Brinkley will be the next town. So, so that's what I do for right now. Maybe one of these days, if I ever retire, I might offer hand-built switches. Might offer that sooner. I just don't really know what kind of cost, would be in on that for right now, but there you go. Passenger, I do have one passenger train. It is the Morning Star. It's actually over there, or over there. Some of my towns will be flag stops, and some of them will be mandatory stops. So I will have one passenger train that will run a north and southbound schedule. Basically, what I did as far as the operations of my layout goes, even though my towns are named after prototypical towns, the towns are not prototypical on my layout. They're completely freelanced. The order in which the towns are is prototypical. The trains on the layout are prototypical. So I actually got my hands on a 1958 employee timetable from the Cotton Belt, which I don't have it here. I have an older one that I can easily grab real quick, but I did get 1958s because that's the year I'm modeling. And so every train on the layout, including the direct order that the trains are supposed to release from certain towns, is all due to that timetable. There is going to be one train that will be fictional, and that's going to be the Ashley Dura Northern. But other than that, that's pretty much it. Let me hit that, and we can drop that comment there. All right, Kyle, you have a Merry Christmas, buddy. I would tell you to try to enjoy work, but I know how that goes. So sucks that you got to work on Christmas, but someone's got to, right? So you have a good one, buddy. Merry Christmas to you, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for popping in. But yeah, so that's just kind of where I'm at with the layout. So I'm just kind of hoping I can just kind of work and get this area around the pond done, because I've got the tent, I've got the resin to go in here. I've got the stuff, all the stuff that's going to go on top of it. The log broncs. The only thing I don't have, which I can always add to it later, is putting some cleats on the dock. And there is a company that does make them. and it's the same company that I got my log broncs from and the logs that I sit on top, and they're supposed to look like they're floating. So, as far as the colors, I've got a murky and an olive drab. I'm thinking about using the olive drab for the pond. It's kind of more of like a green color, and maybe using the murky for the river. I don't know. Let y'all look at that. Tell me what you think. So those are your two different colors there. So yeah, I got those. As far as how much resin do I have, it's 1.5 gallons. So that should be more than enough to do this whole area. And it's deep pour resin too. So the thing is, if you're ever going to pour resin, you got to make sure that you know if you're pouring deep pour or shallow pour. This right here, this is Envirotex Light that I did this part of the pond with, and it's shallow, so I didn't have to do a deep pour on it. Anytime you go over 2 inches, it's deep. So, Anthony says, I modeled the Northeast Quarter from New York City to Share Points, New Jersey, 1980 to the present Amtrak, Winchester and Western New Jersey Transit, Conrail, CSX, and Norfolk Southern. That's pretty cool. So for me, I stick to 1 year. It limits my buying on locomotives and rolling stock. I believe I have enough locomotives except for F units. I could always use some more F units, but I'm pretty picky on the units that I get. So I'm not in a rush for it because the F units would have been used on mainline trains. Right now, I've got a ABBA set of FTs and an ABBA set of F7s. So with those right there, that's 4 trains if I just use ABs. If I ever do some continuous run stuff, I might do an ABBA and make a much longer freight train, like, 40, 50 cars. I have 2. Well, if I don't count my Southern Pacific steam locomotives, I'll have 2 cotton belt steamers, which I might run on excursion here and there. Let's see, passenger locomotives, I've got the 3 that would have been used in my era. I've got all 3 of those. Road switchers, I've got the GP7 right here, even though it don't have the right paint scheme. That's Bachman's screw up on that one. And then I have 2 GP9s that are Proto 2000s. I wish I could find the 3rd one. It's so hard to find. And I would get it. Let's see. Alco RS3s for Cotton Belt. I've got this one here. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No. Yeah, 5, 6. I got 6 Alco RS3s. I got 2 Alco RSD5s. Switchers. I've got an SW7. I got an NW2 that I'm going to custom paint. I've got a, which that one's on pre-order. That's the Walters one, so I'm excited for it. And I got 2 Baldwin VO 1000s, which I'm going to repaint one of those. Let's see. What other type of locomotives do I have that's going on the layout? That might be it. I'm just double checking. Let's see. Missouri Pacific. I got a BL2 and an Alco RS3. Rock Island. I have 2 Alco RS3s and 1 Alco RS1. And that should be all the locomotives that I currently have. So I got quite a bit of locomotives. And right now, I think only 3, maybe 4 have Blue Nami in them. So got a lot of upgrading to do too. I got several that's got Tsunami 2, but eventually I'll take the Tsunami 2s out and put the Blue Namis in. So, yo, Mystic John is in the house. What is going on, Mystic? Yeah, I didn't participate in any of the challenges. I don't even know if my name ever got called out. It did. Oh well. I didn't participate. My Christmas challenge was doing some scenery today. And I think I got quite a bit of that done. I still need to wetting up this dirt up here. I ain't done that yet. But my main goal was getting, like the dock put back in. I think I could go ahead and maybe just go ahead and Mod Podge that dock in place so I don't try to pull it out for any unknown reason. Let me grab, I gotta grab one more thing for measurements purposes. There we go. All right, that goes just like that. I believe the dock is in the right spot, right there. That's where it goes. All right, so let me go ahead and flip this guy over, and we're going to go ahead and put some Mod Podge, or not Mod Podge, but this is Aleene's tacky glue. I don't remember exactly what all legs hit the ground, which ones don't. Some of them are kind of short and a little too short, and well, that happens. But if I can find where it's supposed to go, there we go. And I'm going to set these bottles on it to weigh it down, and maybe that'll kind of keep it in place. All right, guys. Well, I've gone 2.5 hours. Got quite a bit done 2.5 hours. Actually, done in 2 hours because I just been bullshitting you for the last 30 minutes. Hang on, Opie. That's right. Yeah, Opie and Andy, they're not going nowhere. That's how strong that Aleene's tacky glue is. And even my guy over here, like he's right under my finger. Well, you probably can't see him because of this bottle. But yeah, right there under my finger, he hasn't moved either. Hasn't fallen down or anything. I mean, this guy, he's stuck. I use that Aleene's on him too. So, but yeah, let me grab the phone. They're going to get a little seasick. And let's see here. I'm going to flip the camera around. And that way y'all can see everything else. Here we go. All right, there you go. So you see my guy right there? And that's the Mod Podge off the rocks, the white stuff in there. So it'll dry eventually. Got the truck in play. And let me close these legs up. There we go. There he is. He's still standing. He's still there. And so, yeah, this is going to be the area. And then, of course, as far as the scenery AP goes that I was talking about earlier, there's that side of the hill. I just got to go all the way to this. And if I drew a straight line back from here, I just got to have this side all done. And that meets my requirement for the AP, for the scenery. So yeah, if you need some signals like this for your layout, let me know. Custom signaling systems. His name is Richard, and I can sell them to you cheaper than what he sells them for. So HO scale, N scale, I think he does S, and I believe he also does Z. He'll do custom cantilevers and custom. Let's see if I can find the other one over here he did for me. So kind of hard to see, but you got the cantilever in the back, and then there's a double-headed right there, right above my finger. So if that's something you're interested in, just shoot me an email, support@trainfreakhobbies.com, and I will definitely work with you on that. So, all right, guys, I'm going to hop off here. Y'all have a rest of your Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, for if you do not celebrate Christmas. So happy holidays to you for the other holidays. And we will see y'all next time. Be safe out there and happy railroading.